margin of error is really small playing a team like this.
I mean, once you get into any big game, and I mean, versus a really good team that's ranked really high up there, the margin of error has to go down, and you can't make those mistakes that maybe you made for a different team that's maybe not as good or different kind of athletes. So I mean, this is definitely a time where the errors need to be minimized, and we need to come in there ready to go.
Do you lean on it's eerily similar to Michigan last year, third-ranked team in the country, gearing up toward the playoff, big favorite. Last year you win. Do you lean on that day last year as kind of like, hey, this is the thing we can do?
Yeah, I mean, you just look back at it,
Yeah.
Understand what we did, understand what we had to do during the week, though, which is a bunch of hard work, a lot of film study, just try to put that extra edge on, try to do that extra little thing, a couple extra minutes of film every day. So I think it's just a bunch of little things accumulating into the week and into that Saturday. So I think we did last year.
Now, did you travel at all? You were a true freshman last time you played Ohio State over there.
No, didn't go there.
Right. Has there been any discussion on any of those other games, or is it just strictly this team? Because in 2013 they had a guy that did pretty much the same thing as Braxton Miller.
Yeah, Coach talked just about the past with them, and talked about the wins and losses. And just stuff that's happened, but I haven't really looked too much into detail about those years. Just kind of more focused on this team, their players.
Being on that award list mean anything to you, or is it just kind of like cool, move on?
I mean, yeah, it's nice, but you can't look at it right now. Maybe you can look at it at the end of the year. Right now, you just look at it as that's cool, and you try to get back to work, and you try to have it actually mean something at the end of the year.
Maybe you already answered this, but how much pain are you feeling right now when you're on the field?
No, there's not that much. I mean, during the whole year, I mean, once it gets to the end of the year, you're always going to have pain. You're never going to play at 100% after the first week, so I mean, there's always going to be pain with it.
How much prep or how much do you have to do to kind of get ready to play through what you're playing through?
It's a bunch of treatment, a bunch of different stuff, ice and stem, and there's a bunch of different things to try to benefit yourself and try to make it better as fast as possible.
You feel like you're able to be the player you want to be right now, or you kind of have to change your game a little bit?
No, I think I'll be fine for this week. I think everything's going to be all right. It's gotten a lot better from the past weeks. So.
It looked like there was one hit the other day where you died on your
neck.
Might have
been. I don't know if it was from that or my neck.
Last year you told CJ score 14 and we'll beat Michigan. You got a number this year?
No.
Staying away.
Yeah, I can't tell you guys anything.
How do you try to slow down JT Perry?
Fundamental stuff. You got to be solid up front with our D linemen. If the rest of the backers are in coverage, you got to be able to have our D line be able to stop them, which is a hard task. So we just have to have full understanding of where we're at in the field.
Grit your teeth and get through it.
Just got to work through it. Like I said, I always held the ball. After I fumbled, I had the ball on me like 24/7. I always thought like if I work at it and I fumble it, I'm good. It is what it is. But if I don't work at it, then I can't live with myself and it happening. So you just got to work at it, just like we all got things to work on.
I remember one time, I think it was against Purdue, you ran 75 yards, and the last 15, 20 yards, you had that thing high and tight.
I was looking at the board and I seen him coming, so I kept it up. Because I seen a lot of, big plays that, gotta get close to the end zone, they pop it out, and then it end up being a touchback. So I didn't want that to happen. But just to go back, I have no problem, I don't want to, keep saying the same thing, but if you're working at something and you fail, and that's, it is what it is. But if you don't work at it and you fail, then that's shame on you.
Do you pay attention at all to like Iowa's history with teams? So you were saying earlier at Ohio State, we got to treat it kind of like another game. I've been covering them since '92, and I think Iowa's one game in that time. Ohio State. Two, actually. They won in '91 and they won in 2004. Are you guys aware of that? And does it matter at all?
Yeah, Coach goes over the history in the team meetings, but I remember in 12, I wasn't 13 or 12. I was a red shirt. When I first came here, we played Ohio State at Ohio State. It was a close game, and I even asked Mark Wiseman about it because he was playing, and he told me it's really loud. That was one of the best stadiums he played in. But
the last three games have been close, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, you're getting close, but Ohio State's the one team that Kirk and Hayden both had trouble.
Yeah, that's just pretty much, how it's been with us. We've been lost 3 games by one score. It's an L If you're getting blown out by 40, if you're losing by 3, it's an L.
So when you look at Ohio State on tape, do you feel like, wow, these guys are different than a lot of the other teams that we play? Does it stand out that much?
Yeah, they're good. They're really good. Yeah. Other teams you play, tend to have like somebody, a weak link in it, or few struggles at position.
Sure.
But they don't.
That's what makes them.
That's what makes them different from other teams. They're strong at all positions.
Okay, thanks, appreciate it.
Can you draw off of anything from last year's Michigan game in terms of being in a similar position? Can you draw off anything, and what can you draw off?
Being the underdogs, going in Kinnick Stadium, playing against a ranked team, top 5 in the nation, and we know we got to bring it, just like the Michigan. But it's 2 different teams, and they both was good. So,
is it just a sense of when you play a team like that, you have to be at the highest level. You have to not make mistakes.
Well, you're gonna make mistakes. The biggest thing I always talk about, which is, don't nobody really say it or just have fun. You go out there. If you prepare well, you have nothing to worry about. Just have fun. That's what I tell myself. Don't worry about making. You're gonna make mistakes. I never played a game where I never made no mistakes.
What's it like having James back? What was that like on Saturday with him being back?
Just gives opportunity to change the pace of the offense, throw the defense off a little bit, and just keeping everybody fresh, all the backs fresh.
Yeah, you were in this. You guys have been in the backfield a couple of times together, if I remember right. Yeah. Or you were in the slot once, and it was kind of like. You were there. You didn't do any jet sweep action or anything.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah, not that you would tell us anyway if that's part of it.
Just stay tuned, man. That. I learned from my mistake. Last year we played Penn State so I don't know what's gonna happen.
What happened after that? Did they pull you aside and say you're never going to talk to us the rest of the season? Seemed that way.
It's a coach question.
I have been able to. We can establish long drives and maintain field position and time of possession. That'll help our defense a lot. Just being able to keep guys like JT off the field. So I think being able to establish long drives and obviously end up with points off of those long drives is something that will help. Not only the offensive confidence but the defense as well.
When you guys review things, like what do you think is the biggest thing that might be holding you back from those long drives? Is there one thing, 1 or 2 things?
Yeah, I think it's just, little fundamentals, here or there, maybe just one person that misses a block or takes a wrong step, because a lot of the plays we were just one person away or, an ankle tackle away from making a long run.
Yeah, I think I went through series by series and it seemed to be one play, a hold call, a drop pass, and just something just keep sidelining you guys a little bit. Is it really that close? I mean, are you guys that close to having kind of a breakout type performance?
Yeah, I think. Obviously, it's just little things here and there. So, yeah, I'd say that we're fairly close. But in the long run, there's still a lot of other things that we can get better at as well.
What do you think of the uniforms?
They're pretty cool. I got to see him a couple weeks ago, and I was sworn to secrecy that I couldn't tell anybody, or we weren't even allowed to take our phones in because they thought we were going to take pictures of them and stuff. So, they're pretty cool, and we're all excited to get to wear them.
You guys have already played, a top flight team in Penn State and played them close and almost pulled it out. Can you draw off anything from that game? What you guys did well, the approach, any of that stuff for this week?
Yeah, I think just the fight that we had that game. Just obviously the intensity that we brought to the game. Is something we want to recreate for this game. And I think the other thing is just the preparation that we had for that game is something that we're trying to recreate as well, but also build off of it.
Does the name or the ranking ever? Do you guys ever think about that?
I know that sometimes I think about it, but after a while you have to realize that it's just another game. You can't get caught up in the accolades or anything like that. So I think just being able to to acknowledge it and then step away from it is something that helps preparation, and then also too while you're in the game to not be afraid of them or not be scared of them.
How do you kind of put that stuff to the side?
Yeah, I think just the preparation that you have. I think the more prepared that you are, the more confident you are in your own skills.